Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. So in this video, I like to prepare around 3 to 4 days worth of food. My husband and myself are working parents, full-time working parents, so I like to have enough food for us while we are at work, and that way we are set up for success and we eat healthy and all that good stuff, because I know that if things are not prepared, we may make bad choices, and I don't want to go down that road, and I don't want my family to go down that road, so I like to be prepared. But I do work 12-hour shifts 3 days a week, so I do have plenty of time to cook during the week now as well. But I still like to have enough food for those days that I am working, so that way we have stuff to eat and we don't have to go out to eat, because for one, it's expensive, and for two, it is not that healthy. Another reason why I do these videos is to hopefully inspire and motivate you guys to want to meal prep for yourself and your families. So I have plenty of recipes for you guys today, 3 of them being new recipes for myself even, and they will be in the How Did It Taste video. But for now, let's get in the kitchen and let's get to cooking. Alright, so I'm just going to start out by getting all of my vegetables and fruits washed and cut up. Not all of them I'm going to cook today, but some of them I will cook today, and then others I'm just going to get them cut up and prepared for the week. Alright, so this recipe is going to be a breakfast recipe. I have made this before on my channel, but it's been a while. And I figured I would make it because it's super easy. It's an easy on-the-go breakfast that's super simple to make. They are going to be sausage balls. So in this bowl, I have 1 pound of ground sausage. I'm gonna throw in there 1 large egg. Gonna throw in 1 cup of almond flour. I'm gonna throw in 3/4 cup of mozzarella cheese, and then 1/4 cup of Parmesan. You can use whatever cheese you want, it really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna throw in a little bit of mozzarella, and just a little bit of Parmesan. I'm just gonna throw in a couple of teaspoons of baking powder, some onion powder, and some pepper. You don't really need any salt in here because the sausage is definitely salty enough. Now I'm just gonna go in with my hands and I'm going to stir all this up. All right, now I just have a pan. I just used a little cookie sheet. I lined it with some aluminum foil, and I'm just gonna start making our sausage balls. And I just make them about that big. All right, so I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. We're just going to bake these for about 20 to 25 minutes, just kind of keep an eye on them, and then when they start turning a little bit brown on the tops, then they're done. But I'm gonna throw these in, and these are so good, y'all. So our sausage balls are done, and I don't even have to do a review on these because I've made these before, and let me just tell you, definitely give these a try. They're absolutely delicious. They fill you up, and they're easy to be like on the go to work or wherever. All right, so I have 2 pans here. This pan, I'm gonna cook up some eggs. In this pan, I'm gonna saute some green peppers, mushrooms, and onions together in here. All right, so in this pan, we just scrambled some eggs and threw a little bit of cheese in there with some salt and pepper. And then this pan, I diced up those green chilies, as well as some mushrooms and some onions. And I'm going to mix the rest of the eggs into the veggie mix here. All right, so our omelet, not really omelet, is ready. That's what it tastes like though, is an omelet. But it's just probably loaded with a lot more veggies, which is good. Peppers, mushrooms, onions. And this is a great thing to just throw in a container and make it easy to take to work with you as well. All right, so this next recipe, I'm just going to make some jalapeno chicken salad. So I'm just gonna use this Kirkland canned chicken. I'm gonna throw in some diced jalapenos. Some mayonnaise. Some mustard. Salt. And some pepper. All right, y'all, simple, easy, and delicious. Then over here, I just browned up some ground beef because my kids can seriously just come home from school and eat this out of a bowl with a little bit of cheese, and that is like one of their favorite snacks. All right, so I'm gonna prepare this meat, and that way we will have some meat for the week as well. So I just threw the steaks on the grill. I just used this Montreal steak seasoning. I'm just gonna let these stinkers cook for a few minutes, and then I'm going to flip them over. And then I'm listening to the birds out here. I don't know if you can hear them. All right, now that the steak's done, I'm also going to grill up these pork chops as well. I'm gonna throw these stinkers on the grill. All right, so I have the pork on the grill, and I'm going to season them up with some of this barbecue seasoning. Alright, the pork chops are done. I'm gonna let them cool and put them away. Alright, so in this pan we have some butter going here, and I'm just going to throw some garlic in there. A pretty decent amount of garlic. And I'm just going to let that kind of simmer in the butter. Now I'm just gonna throw in the Brussels sprouts, and just to give you guys a heads up, I will have this recipe in the description box below if you wanna try it, and it will be in my How Did It Taste video. But technically you're supposed to put bacon in there. You're supposed to fry up the bacon and use the bacon grease for the Brussels sprouts. But I didn't have any bacon thawed out, so I'm gonna skip the bacon. I know it's gonna taste better with bacon, but I have a feeling it's gonna taste good without it. I'm gonna throw the Brussels sprouts in there. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna cook the Brussels sprouts for a little while before I add everything else. All right, so I think the Brussels sprouts are done enough. I'm gonna start adding the rest of the ingredients. And like I said, I'll link this down below because technically you're supposed to put bacon in here as well. But we're gonna throw in 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. One-third cup Parmesan cheese. And then I'm gonna throw in a couple of, like a teaspoon or a couple teaspoons of lemon juice. All right, I'm just gonna stir this up. I'm just gonna let this cook and thicken up a little bit. All right, so this other side dish recipe I'm going to make will be in my How Did It Taste video as well. And this is going to be cheesy cauliflower recipe. I will leave the link to the recipe down below because I'm not going to do it exactly the way the recipe says to do it. So if you want the original recipe, it will be down there. But right now I'm just sauteing some butter, and I'm going to throw this cauliflower in the butter and let that all saute together. Alright, so I'm not going to measure anything that I'm going to put in here. So like I said, I'll have the original recipe down below, but I'm going to throw in some garlic, sour cream, just a little bit of heavy whipping cream, a little bit of Dijon mustard, a little bit of cayenne, some salt, pepper, cheddar cheese. I'm gonna stir this up. This does call for bacon as well, but like I said, I don't have bacon on hand, so it is what it is. All right, I'm just gonna transfer this into a baking dish, and I'm going to bake it at 425 degrees, but I'm also gonna top it with a little bit more cheese. Oh my golly, this looks delicious and it smells so good. Oh my gosh. So again, I'm gonna bake it at 425 degrees just until the top, the cheese is a little bit bubbly and a little bit golden brown. Oh my gosh, you guys, this smells so good. And look at that creamy yumness. I'm gonna let this cool and put this away, and I can't wait to try this. This will be in my How Did It Taste video. All right, so this next recipe is gonna be a dessert recipe. It's gonna be keto cream cheese cookies. Never tried this recipe. This recipe will be in my How Did It Taste video. But the first thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 ounces of cream cheese in here. So I have my bowl on my scale here, and I'm going to measure out 2 ounces of cream cheese. All right, so that's 2 ounces of cream cheese. Now we're gonna put in 1/4 cup of butter. Then we're gonna throw in 1/2 cup of erythritol. Then I'm just gonna use my mixer and I'm gonna mix all this together. All right, so that is mixed well enough. Now we're gonna put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then 1 egg white. So we're not gonna use the yolk, we're only gonna use the white. and now we're just gonna mix this again. Then we're gonna use 3 cups of almond flour. And we're going to beat in a 1/2 cup of almond flour at a time. All right, our batter is now ready. So now I'm just going to take my cookie scooper and I'm gonna start scooping them onto this parchment paper, and I'm gonna flatten them out fairly flat so that way they become crispy. Because this is more like a crispy cookie. So if you don't like it as crispy, you might wanna leave it a little bit thicker. All right, so our first batch of cookies are ready to go in, and this made 12 cookies, and I still have quite a bit of batter left. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna end up with a lot more cookies than what her original recipe showed. And I don't know what size scoop this is, to be honest with you. I don't know, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe it's like the smallest one. But anyway, she must have used a larger scoop than I did or something. But anyway, I did flatten them out fairly well so that way they become more of like a crunchy cookie. I'm thinking like dunking your coffee kind of cookie. But I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna bake these for around 15 minutes. I always recommend checking them because every oven is different. All right, these are done and they look exactly like what they're supposed to look like. They are browned on the edges, and I'm gonna let them cool a little bit, then take them off here, and then I'm gonna put these stinkers away, and I can't wait to give these guys a try with some coffee. All right, y'all, so that is the end of my meal prep video for this week. Again, like always, I really hope that you guys found this inspirational and motivational to meal prep for you and your family. I really hope you enjoyed these recipes. I hope you were able to try them. And like I said, all of my new recipes will be in my How Did It Taste video, and they will be my personal and my family's own honest opinion on these recipes, if we like them, if we didn't like them, or things that maybe we could change in the recipe to make them better. But again, like I always say, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you subscribe to my channel, don't forget to tap that bell if you want to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.